All right, guys, so it's 2024. Hopefully this is going to be a better year of boxing. We had a phenomenal year, 2023. Let's see if we can top it this year. I think the first biggest fight of the year is going to be Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for undisputed at heavyweight. And I think the next big one is probably Gervonta Tank Davis, aka Abdul Wahid. I think he fights in March on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken, and I think the opponent may be Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So we'll see what happens with that. But what I wanted to talk about was Rolando Romero, guys, dropping the ball, losing the golden ticket, which was Ryan Garcia, waiting too long to pull the trigger. And, you can't be indecisive. When you have an opportunity like that staring you in the face, you have to jump at it, especially when it's a big fight. And I know a lot of people say Rolly gets these opportunities that he doesn't deserve. And a lot of that, I think, has to do with him being on the Mayweather Promotions banner. That comes with a lot of perks. And he has gotten a lot of perks, in my opinion. The first one, of course, was with Gervonta Tank Davis. I think that fight was, what was that, in May of 2022. Now, actually, he was supposed to fight Gervonta, or Wahid, excuse me, guys, Abdul Wahid, back in, I think it was December of 2021. And then he had that, he had some legal troubles, I think. It was somebody accusing him of something, and it didn't pan out. And then Tank went on to fight Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and then he fought Rolly later on that year. I think it was the next fight. So he got that fight, and he sold that fight. I think that's what made him a star, selling that fight, leading up to that fight. He had a great mouthpiece. He was having people believe that he was going to knock Gervonta Tank Davis out in one round. That fight did extremely well. Of course, you guys know Rolly got knocked out in the fight. But like I said, he did put a lot of butts in the seats with his mouthpiece. And I think, that made him a star. That made him an attraction. Now, the next thing he did was he left 135. He moved up to 140. He got another great opportunity to become the WBA champion. He was going to take on Alberto Puello, who wind up popping hot for an illegal banned substance. So in steps Ismael Barroso. A lot of people, talked about that fight because Ismael Barroso looks like an old man, but that old man gave Rolly hell in the ring. They fought for the WBA title that was vacant, and Rolly was gifted a decision in a lot of people's opinion, including myself. I thought Ismael should have won the fight, but they gave Rolly the fight, being that he's Rolly. He's easier to market than an old guy like Ismael Barroso. So that fight left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and they thought that Ismael should probably get another crack at it. But I didn't think that was going to happen. So he's now the WBA champion, of course. And another opportunity presented itself. Now, this is where he dropped the ball. Ryan Garcia, who they both share an opponent in Tank, who they both lost to. They both have one loss on their record, and it was both of those losses were to Tank Davis. Abdul Wahid. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still trying to remember the name. It's going to take some time. Give me a chance. But he stopped Ryan Garcia. What was that? Was that May or April? That was April of last year, guys. He got that KO loss. That fight was, I went to that fight. That was a mega fight. That was a mega event. It was all kind of people there, all kind of celebrities. I really enjoyed that fight, watching that fight. But anyway, Ryan Garcia went on to fight, I think it was Oscar Duarte. In December of last year. He got a KO win over Oscar Duarte. A lot of people were questioning why he was taking on such tough competition coming off of a loss. And he kind of mentioned that, he needs to take the tough fights. You want to be the best, you got to take the tough fights. And like I said, he put on a good performance. I didn't like the shoulder roll stuff. but I thought he showed a lot of new wrinkles to the game, being under the tutelage of Derek James, who is the current trainer right now of Errol the True Spence Jr. And after the fight, of course, he calls out Rolly. He wanted to fight Rolly for the WBA title. And I thought that was a no-brainer for Rolly. Another opportunity falling in his lap there. And he doesn't take it. For some reason, he turns it down. I don't know if he was playing these games. And then I saw an interview with him talking about he was retired. So I don't know what was going on in Rolly's mind. And then he posted this on his social media. I want to read this after he figured out he wanted to take that fight. He says, "I've spent enough time away from boxing. It's time to make the biggest pay-per-view event of 2024 at King Ryan. Let's give the fans what they want. They've been begging for this fight for years. Hashtag Romero Garcia." So you guys know that Ryan Garcia has been in negotiations with Devin Haney, who's coming off of a big win over Regis Prograde, who became the WBC champion at 140. And now Rolly comes out, and now he wants to fight now that Ryan's already in negotiations. So Ryan did respond on his social media. He says, "I'm sorry, Rolly, you and your team were way too slow. And you were way too indecisive. I don't know if you want to box or vacation. Devin Haney and I are in negotiations. Respect that. I'm not entertaining anything. Thanks." So that was Ryan's response. Rolly dropped the ball. He dropped the golden ticket. I don't understand why he did that. Maybe he thought, since he was under the Mayweather banner, or since he's been getting all these opportunities, this one, with him playing these games, was just going to fall in his lap. And, he lost out on a great opportunity. Now, I think I heard Adrian Broner wanting to fight Rolly, so I don't know. Maybe that can happen next. But it wouldn't be as big as I think as him fighting Ryan Garcia. With both of those guys, they're both still young. AB's not, in the best of shape. AB's not in the, he's at the back end of his career. He's kind of like a gatekeeper in a sense. But, when an opportunity like this presents itself, you need to jump on it. So I don't know if he was afraid. I don't think he's afraid of Ryan. I just think he figured that he was going to get the fight regardless, or maybe he's just not paying attention. I just don't understand what's going on with Rolly. I do think Rolly needs to work more on his skill set. He does have power. He's a dangerous guy, but I still think he's lacking in certain things. Defense is one of them. Footwork's another thing. Having his chin up in the air. I think, those are some things he needs to work on as a fighter, and maybe be more active. I think he fought once last year. That was Barroso, and one time the year before that. So, he has his work cut out for him. And now, he's dropping the ball with these great opportunities. But anyway, that's my take on that. Rolly, you got to be more decisive, man. When these opportunities present itself, you got to jump on it. You dropped the ball, in my opinion. But you guys let me know what you think about Rolly wanting the Ryan Garcia fight after Ryan goes into negotiations with Devin the Dream Haney. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.